A shiver of terror runs through me, and I'm awake. Gasping, I lay still, fists clenched, in my sweat-soaked sheets, shaking from the nightmare. Forcing my eyes open, I confront the darkness. My breath hitches in my chest as my eyes desperately search for something to focus on, but there's nothing. This is what they call cave darkness, my mind tells me. An absence of light so profound, your brain goes a little haywire. I don't know how long I've been down here, minutes, months, or years. I sleep, I dream, I awaken, I relieve myself. I scrape moss from the floor for nourishment and water from the walls for hydration. Then it's back to sleep. My bones are sharp and my skin hangs from my wasted body like an ill-filling wetsuit. Nightmares fill every sleeping hour, and most of the waking ones as well. My hallucinations have reached the point where I can feel the demon's hot breath on my cheek, smell the rotten of the flayed and tortured creatures that hunger for flesh in the dark corners of my cell. I don't know how I got here. I just awoke one day still in my bed, in utter black. Normally, I had my fear of the dark under control, but this darkness was different. Not just the absence of light, but the presence of something else, an inky black terror that seeped into my very bones. I wonder if this is hell, if maybe I was a bad person, or if there had been some kind of twisted mistake. I hoped for so long it was a dream, but can a dream stretch for eternity? Delirious, I stumble from the damp, reeking bed and crouch beside it, my hand still on it. I had gotten lost once, stumbling around my tiny prison, smashing into the jagged rock of the walls in panic. When I finally fell to the floor, I could feel the pain and the hot, sticky blood that came with each fresh wave of agony. I let unconsciousness take me, falling straight into the night terror's claws, and when I woke, I crawled across the floor, groping with my hands until I found the cold metal of the bed frame. The dream, it's always the same and always different, composed of my deepest fears and the darkness of sins. Every situation is new, a fresh horror born of my imagination, but the feeling is the same terror, unnatural feeling, freezing me in place, an unwilling subject of the acts of horror and atrocity committed. A wall of metal gears ripping through a town, and a spray of gore and rock killing all before it. something coming for me. A spider, inflated, huge, wrapping me up. When she stops and explodes, showering down smaller spiders with needle-sharp fangs. A child viciously torn from my body by a madman wielding modified surgical tools. Animals abused and killed, then revived, eager to visit the sins of those who killed them upon me, not caring where their pound of flesh came from. My family, set ablaze, screams tearing through the crackle of fire. Dolls come to life with jagged porcelain hands, slicing and tearing, clowns with jagged red mouths and empty eye sockets, armed with acid-filled water balloons and garrots. A parade of fears and always the helplessness. I wish for oblivion, for this torture to end. I wonder how I'm not dead already, from starvation or infection. Sometimes my hallucinations aren't as bad as dreams, but I can't shake the feeling that they are only there to disorient me, to give me false hope. My mother's voice telling me to hang on, my father weeping, my husband telling me to come back to him, and worst of all, my children calling out for me. At first, I tried to search for them, but I was surrounded by rock, a silent, crushing tomb. I lay in the bed, fighting sleep, then succumb. The dream is different, of course. I'm sitting on a hill, lazily flying a kite. My lucid mind is wary, searching for danger, and finding none. I turn my eyes back to the sky and assess the dark clouds. A drop of rain strikes my face and I flinch, but it is only rain, no acid, no pain, where the water struck. Thunder rumbles and my mind clicks. I turn back to the sky and try frantically to pull the kite in. The rain makes the kite string strangely slippery, and as I examine it more closely, I realize it is thin copper wire. As I'm staring in horror, the wind abruptly tears the wire I had managed to gather from my hands, and I attempt to let go of the kite completely. Nothing. My fist remains tightly clenched around the wire. A flash and I tense, but there is no jolt. I stare upward, frozen in place, bracing the pain, and it hits. A white hot flare runs through my nerves, searing me from the inside out. Again, and I close my eyes, wishing for death. The last time. I suck in my breath as my body is flooded with the agony and open my eyes. A blinding light hovers over my bed, and as I try to turn to the side, something stops me and triggers my gag reflex. I retch in spasm as voices around me bark concerned orders at me and each other. Stop moving, miss, you are okay, but you have a tube in, there's been an accident. An accident, my mind reels. And I have so many questions. I try to talk around the tube and gesture frantically with my hands. The heart monitor beeps erratically, and the nurse comes around to my side. Here, this will help you sleep. You need rest now. I struggle harder, my blind panic back. I don't want to sleep. I can't bear to dream. What if I open my eyes and I'm back in the cave? Darkness claims me. For the first time in eternity, I have a dreamless sleep. When I open my eyes, the tube is gone. Light is streaming in the window, and despite my aches and pains, I feel great. My husband is sitting next to me and jumps from his chair upon seeing my open eyes. I knew you'd come back to us, he says, wiping tears from his face. The door swings open, and in the doorway stand my parents' grandchildren in tow. I look at my kids and begin to cry. I never thought I'd see them again. They rush into the room and jump onto the bed. I feel no pain as I hold them, and my son tells me he loves me and missed me. My daughter admonishes that if I ever go away again, she'll run away from home. I laugh and promise them I'll always stay with them. My parents smother me with hugs and kisses, then shoo the children out of the room ahead of them so my husband and I can speak. I ask him how long I was out, and he tells me 2 days. My mouth opens in shock. I can't believe that eternity was only 48 hours. He looks me dead in the eyes and tells me, "You died. Your heart stopped for a full 3 minutes, and when you were brought back, you were comatose. Then yesterday your heart failed again, so the staff resuscitated you again. But this time you woke up. The horror that fills me is profound. Was it hell? Was it an elaborate dream? I resolved to never tell anyone of that dark, rancid cave where my subconscious was held prisoner. Life goes on, and I recover almost completely. Physically, it's like nothing ever happened. The nightmares still occur, but less. It may be that this place exists only in my head, a hell perfectly suited to me. Now that the pathways have opened, I always carry that darkness.